Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Bread Brothers. We're back again, and we're here with another episode with my man Tony and Sammy. Today is all about the cryptocurrency news. So Sammy's going to tell us everything that's happening in the market. It's exciting. So stay around, watch this. Let's go. Just remember, guys, this is not financial advice. So Sammy, let's jump straight into it. Let's hear what you got to say.
All right, so what you can see here is Bitcoin on a weekly scale. So a few things that I've pointed out. Yes, everyone's happy that we've got 3 weeks of green candles, but just note that RSI is still below 50, and the traditional definition of RSI is relative strength. So below 50, you're still bearish. So in my opinion, on the weekly, I want to see RSI get above 50. That's going to indicate that we're in some bullish territory. But, things are looking good because MACD, negative momentum, is weakening. You got stochastic RSI starting to leave oversold territory. Every time it leaves oversold territories, like here, it generally signifies that that bottom for that local period is in. So that's what I'm watching as well. Market Cipher this week is printing a green dot. So my eyes are on Market Cipher. At the end of the day, it's still in a downtrend, guys. I am not, you would be trading this, but the opportunity to open positions was down here. And these are the levels that I'm taking, expecting a pullback, right? So expecting a turnaround. We could get it at that Fibonacci 50% level, or we could get it in that Fibonacci reload zone between the 618 or the 786. And I'll be looking at taking heavy profits on my altcoins to reduce risk up here, and looking at buying more again when the structure changes. Switching over to the daily, closer look. I don't typically do this, but you can see this downtrend structure has broken. It doesn't mean we're going to go into an uptrend. It just means that that downtrend momentum has broken, and we need to see what the next structure is. So if you were trading this, you would open positions on any of these pullbacks. It will be a great opportunity to open altcoin positions. And a key idea of when that next leg low might come in is this RSI. Again, you could see ever since that November period, RSI has always struggled to get above 50. Now we've broken it with good volume, and we've broken it with force, and it's above 50. So it's in a bullish territory. So what I'm expecting, if RSI comes down and retests that 50, that might indicate the low. The low might be at this level, the low might be at this level. Who knows? But that's an idea that I've got in the back of my head of when to open trades. Moving on. This is a total crypto market cap. What's interesting is that Fibonacci reload zone, which is a 618 to 786, that played out like a charm. That was that local bottom that we saw. And we're not out of the woods yet. We're just slowly breaking out of this structure as well. So it's very interesting. If we do break out of it, it has to hold that 50-week moving average. That's what I'm looking for in the markets as well. I'll be looking at, if this comes back into this zone, it's going to be prime opportunity to open some, position trading, long-term holds, provided it holds this region. Moving on, this was the total crypto market cap, the total altcoin market cap. So no Bitcoin, no Ethereum. So what I was afraid of is this head and shoulders pattern playing out, which it broke down, right? But what we got is a bearish retest, but it didn't turn out to be a bearish retest. We actually broke through it. So I'm waiting to see how this performs. And at the moment, this is getting wedged between that EMA 8 on the weekly and the 50-week moving average. So for altcoins to be good, I want that 50-week moving average to hold. Everything's clear. If that breaks, then that's going to be pretty bad, because you've broken it once and you're going to break it for a second time. That's going to be a lot of weakness in the market. Moving on, another one is USDT dominance. So this is key. So here where it hit it in September 2020, the market had a big pump. So this is money coming out of USDT going into altcoins. Same in that mid 2021 after our dump, the money came out of USDT and went into altcoins. So this is a strong area of resistance. So to me, this was a no-brainer to start buying what was cheap, XRP, Cardano, because to me, this was a strong area of resistance. It was a good risk to reward. I'm not saying it's going to get rejected. I'm just saying it's a prime opportunity for risk to reward to buy stuff in if USDT does have a reversal. And we had a reversal. So this is some good alpha. We shared it last week, played out. We'll keep going. DeFi Pep. DeFi hasn't done anything lately, but if we do start breaking this blue line or pink lines, pay attention to DeFi. What do you think, Tony?
I'm excited for DeFi season. It's been a long time coming.
Tony, if this index comes down to this green zone, and I'll try to keep you guys up to date on the Bread Brothers Twitter page. If this index comes down, remember this index just measures a basket of DeFi tokens all together. If this comes down into this green zone, we're looking at a potential W reversal. So that might be a prime opportunity to dollar cost average and pick some up, provided it holds that green zone. This is for Choggers. He told me the other day when the whole market was pumping, he's like, oh, Axie and Sandy's doing really well. Well, this is Axie compared to Bitcoin. No, it's not doing really well. Like, don't be fooled. Compare these charts to Bitcoin. This is Axie to Bitcoin on the weekly. And you can see it's still in a bearish downtrend. It looks like a big rounded knob. Like, this to me is nothing to get excited about unless it could break above this moving averages, right? Then we can start talking. But for now, it doesn't look too appealing compared to Bitcoin. The Axie to USDT looks good, but that's for a trade opportunity. We've decided we're not looking at trades. We're just looking at more longer term holds, right? Yes. And this is Sand to Bitcoin. This is what I find interesting. Sand is actually holding structure here, right? It's in between this blue channel. So what I want to see, if Sand can break out of this top blue bar, then all eyes are on Sand. Pretty much, it's a good opportunity. For me, Sand will be no brainer. Back the truck up if we get down to these levels compared to Bitcoin. If this gets down to this level, back the truck up. That's for you, EB. You're the big Sand hodler. So zooming out, you can see, like this post was a reminder, Bitcoin has been in an upward sloping channel for the past 9 years. The bottom portion of the channel has historically been an excellent place to accumulate. So all that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention is, even if we do go in a bear market, life-changing gains is upon us. Like that you should be excited about.
100%.
Cool. And some wise quotes that I wanted to share is, don't try and anticipate what the market will do next. Simply go with the evidence of what the market is telling you and presenting to you. So this is some good advice. And another one that I really liked was, those who come to earn, they learn. Those who come to learn, they earn. So do you get what that's talking to? If you came here just to get rich, you're going to learn quick. You're going to get wrecked pretty much. But if you come to this market with a more mature mindset, thinking, yeah, I can do really well, but there's things I need to learn and I need to improve my game, and I'm only competing against myself, you fall in that second category and you'll bag me. You're going to make it. All right. Before we go next category, Tony, tell me what you think about Link at the moment. What's your thoughts on DeFi?
Oh, there isn't anybody in Link that right now that isn't excited, despite its price being quite low. I was speaking to a friend today about its price entry point. He asked me when I got in, and he was quite surprised at how much it jumped since I got in, which is currently sitting around $18, $19. And I spoke to Ibby on the phone, and we were just thinking, if you're trying to find an excuse to buy something that has good, fundamentals, Link is a coin that you can buy into. It's got really good news coming up. CCIP is coming out soon. Sergey came out and said last year that he's not going to be releasing staking unless everything's perfect. And then he did say it was perfect. And then once it was perfect, he said he still wants to make it even more perfect by making the ecosystem run on its own. Now that it can actually run on its own, this thing could look after itself for the next 100 years without anybody even touching it.
Wow, that is huge. Yeah. I didn't actually know that it's a self-evolving organism in a way.
Yeah, well, it will need some assistance. Not everything's fully sustainable, but the point is, like, it's not fully dependent on its sales anymore. Like, it's got its integrations. They did it for very cheap just to bring everybody on. And that's what Microsoft did to begin with. They just basically gave out their product for free almost, so everyone would use it. And now that it's out in the most, important chains, giving those price feeds to the most important places, staking is going to be coming out soon. And what that means for people, like you mentioned a really good quote before, Sammy. If you come here to earn, you'll learn. But if you come here to learn, you'll earn. I encourage anyone who's interested in cryptocurrency, if you want a place to start learning about Chainlink. Chainlink is a complicated ecosystem to understand, but if you want to understand something about a project, check it out, because what is coming is what I compare to what happened with Ethereum. And this is not a Twitter post that's trying to get 1 million likes. This is just genuinely what I believe is going to happen. It took a long time for Ethereum to break out of its $300 price range. Sure. And when it did, it flew, right? Yeah. And look at it right now. I'm expecting the same things to happen for Chainlink, because its integrations. Its integrations are only for people who currently need it, but the integration is about to become worldwide, because people like you and I will most likely be staking.
I think Charles Hoskinson also released a tweet that said that they chose Chainlink to be one of their leading oracles on the Cardano platform, which is huge.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they got Charlie 3, but
yeah, I was about to say they've got Charlie 3, but I guess they're kind of piggybacking off Chainlink to say, you know what, we still need something to kind of help it. Yeah, that's really interesting.
It's kind of like cryptocurrency's best kept secret.
So next category, this one I'll probably will fly. So guys, if you got anything to add, just jump in right there.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at accumulating wise? I am looking at Cardano. I'll post this app. We've got a clear area of demand right here established. So that dollar zone, you had so much time to be buying that prime buy opportunity to accumulate Cardano, provided it holds that. So that's doing really well.
In regards
XRP,
to Cardano, just before you go on, Sammy, just to go. In regards to Cardano, you know, it's been in such a long-term accumulation there. And, you know, you might see like, you know, influencers like Alex Becker, he always gives shit to Cardano, you know, Cardano holders.
I hate on it.
Yeah, there's so much hate on it. You know, it's so slow, you know, you can make much more gains from it. But Cardano is one of those ones that it's more secure, guys. Like, you know, long-term, it's going to do quite well. You know, when you're splitting up
the portfolio. It's been audited. Yeah.
What's that, sorry?
It's been thoroughly audited. It's certified.
Yeah, it's pretty safe. I think Cardano is a pretty safe bet. Like for those who, you know, want to kind of have a safe portfolio.
Their philosophy is doing it right methodically and carefully, because what Charles expressed is like, it's like sending someone to Mars. You can't just do it, like just start going there hoping for the best. And he really despises crypto projects out there. I'm not going to name them, but they do release a mainnet or a test net and it's like half broken and they fix it along the way. Cardano wants to get it right 100% before they start implementing. Yeah, they are aware of challenges as well with their network, but they are addressing them. Another one is XRP. You know, I identified on the weekly, we've got this clear area of support. So I've been dollar cost averaging into XRP down here. Nice. And so far in this recent pump, it's worked out.
What about you, Tony? Are you an XRP holder?
I was. I kind of moved my coins around to get myself some more Ethereum to buy some NFTs.
Nice.
Another one that I'm looking at is Utrust, area of demand right here in this area. So if we're lucky to come down there, I'll be adding some Utrust. Another one is Wilder Worlds. This is a metaverse gaming. I know, Tony, you mentioned it last week. Wilder Worlds has got a lot of hype about it. It looks amazing if you go on the website. It's within this Fibonacci reload zone that I've printed out here. And I've been accumulating in this box so far. And I am looking for a breakout of this channel. So another one to keep an eye on. Wax is the ecosystem, the NFT ecosystem. This had some news about it recently, but I forgot what it was. At the moment, it's holding the 0.5 fib retracement level. So this to me was a prime support back there early last year in about second quarter. So I've been buying a little bit of Wax. EGLD, I know, Ibi, you've been thinking about EGLD. Yeah, are you jumping into EGLD or what's the go?
I'm all in, man. I saw the opportunity of EGLD, like when he touched that reload zone there.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna miss
support zone.
Yeah, the support zone there, and I wasn't gonna miss it. I'm like, you know what? This is a token that I've wanted for a long time, so I'm definitely 100%.
Look, it's great risk to reward. It either holds that support or it doesn't. It's better buying here than later on buying up there. So moving on is Filecoin. This one's a bit odd. So what I noticed here is that previous level of support was broken with a bit of force. And then last week on the weekly close that we just had yesterday, it actually closed back into it. So to me, it was a bear trap. To me, it was a bear trap. So I bought a little bit of Filecoin down there with a stop loss if I'm wrong. If it continues dumping further, then I'm wrong and then I'll close out. Another one is Kasama. I know, Evie, you're a big fan of Kasama.
I am.
Previous area of demand down here. We're back here again. So back the truck up. I am loading in. If I'm wrong, big Macca symbol dump coming up. But hey, best risk to reward here. I am loading. Last but not least is reserve rights. This has been crushed. These actually aren't really bullish setups because you got a high and then a lower high. So they're not actually the best of opportunities. But for me, it's a different strategy to play crush tokens that have been flattened. It's an actual different strategy. And for me, I'll wait for this opportunity. Here we're at that weekly low again. So price is consolidating. I am buying here and it's a position trade. So we're holding it for a while. What about you guys? What changes in your portfolio Quick update.
I've been very active in the NFT market. I've still got a fair bit of link. I'm actually looking at jumping into Coin, kind of a long-term move.
That had a huge pump. I hope you got in before that pump.
Yeah. Coin, Town Coin, all these I got in before the pumps, which was good. The reason for that was because, and I hope we can talk about this next episode, but Gala's got a lot going on this year.
It does.
Yeah,
it
let's
does.
put that as
I actually jumped out of Gala, me personally, Tony. I jumped into it. I rode that pump up, and then I'm like, I need to get out. So I pressed the ejection button straight away. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Next time. But yeah, that's all that's happened with my portfolio. NFTs have had an amazing run. Had a ridiculously good weekend with all the airdrops, but in terms of crypto, not much has changed besides Gala.
Go, Ibu, how about you? What moves are you making?
I've been making a fair bit of moves. I've been like looking at, metaverses. I've been trying to find the narrative, and I've been kind of splitting up my portfolio in all different. This time I've kind of gone for a different approach. I went for the tokens that I didn't have last time, which are EOS. We mentioned it last time. I definitely went into EOS. Load up more on Feeder. EGLD was definitely one of those buys that I'm like, I must have EOS. EGLD.
You bought EOS when it was crushed at those lows. I saw it. That's key.
Pretty much, yeah. So you've highlighted a very important thing. It's that reward, the risk to reward ratio. Yeah, like if it works out, it'll pay out pretty well. So that's why I kind of made those moves. For me, I've always been a sandbox believer, and I am a sandbox believer and decentralized land. I believe these tokens or coins are the future, the metaverses, and they're way in front. But I've rode them up. You know what I mean? And I can't see good entry points to them at the moment. So
neither can I.
Yeah, so I'm kind of going with what I can see on the charts. That's why I kind of went into these small ones. Not smaller ones, but the coins that have been absolutely crushed the most. Yeah, that's me there, Sam. All right, so moving on, guys. Let's get into the next topic, which is the altcoin news. So let's see what you have to say, Sammy. Let's get into it. Let's see what's everyone else saying out there.
All right, so at the moment, a bit of interesting news is, take a look at this, guys. Cardano adds over 100 smart contracts in just 2 days. So this is huge amount of building on top of the platform. And this is what I want to see, like when everyone is bashing Cardano that it's not doing anything, well, guess what? That's when you should be buying, because then you got, metrics like this that comes out, and it's just amazing. I mean, it's great. It just gives me confidence. Take a look at this as well. Fastest growing layer one ecosystems in terms of developers, right? So this guy, very smart, as I always say, follow the developers and money will come. Terra Luna, growth in full-time developers in December, year on year, right? So you got 4x more developers. Solana, Near, Phantom, Flow. No one's talking about Flow, right? And you got Polygon just died
off after the Top Shots conversation.
But it's still active, man. Don't sleep on it. This is what I'm saying. Everything on this list, don't sleep on it. Moon River, in ICP, this is good. Like all of these coins are on my list, and some of them I am finding entries on or hodling. So especially Phantom. Moving on, check this one out. So the first month of 2022. So this is based on January. So as you can see, this is Phantom Network. Monthly transaction count is just leading it with monthly trading volume. This is another reason why I'm so bullish on Phantom. Wow. Completely shits all over Ethereum. It's over Binance, Avalanche, Polygon. So
that's crazy, man.
Don't sleep on Phantom. I've been talking about Phantom for a while, and these are the metrics.
Before you go any further, Sammy, is Phantom going to do what Solana, what Avalanche did? You know what I mean? Like we've seen, we've seen 10x. Solana done a rip it, and then we saw Avalanche rip it. Is Phantom the next on the list?
Potentially. Look, it's backed by Andre Kroniak. I forgot how to say his name, so sorry if I butchered it. But this guy was behind, I think, YFI and a lot of other successful crypto projects. So there is a huge fan base behind Phantom as well. It's a huge community. Why I think Phantom has still got a lot of room to run is because of its market cap. Its market cap is not that big, so it's got potential.
Interesting.
Another interesting, this is pure alpha, guys. So Pancake Swap, like everyone's sleeping on Pancake Swap, but did you know that it's pretty much in the top 10 Texas by active users in the last 30 days? It's got 3.6 million active users.
That's crazy.
Ronin Network, this is the Axie Infinity game, right? It's got 420,000 users. Pancake Swap's got way more than that. This is crazy. Uniswap, right? The premier decentralized exchange on Ethereum, Hardly nothing. It's getting trumped by a freaking game.
Wow.
But
That's like
another thing,
8.5 times.
yeah. Another thing to be focused on though is these laggers, right? So we've got Radium, which is a Solana-based decentralized exchange. You got 1inch, which is an aggregator. You got Spooky Swap on, I think Phantom Network. Yeah, Phantom Network. Quick Swap on Polygon Network. You have to watch these laggers, right? This is a different tactic because these ones can have the potential to leap in front. And that leap in front is going to be your 5x, your 10x gains.
Yeah.
So don't discount the laggers, provided that they're good quality projects. Like imagine Phantom increases, your Spooky Swap will be the bet that you want a 10x. Do you know what I mean? Like imagine
You're
if
right, because
Spooky
to
Swap,
move something like a $3.6 million like market, you got Pancake on 3.6 million, right? So
number of users.
the number of users, it's a lot. There's a lot of users, but then at the same time, a lot of people tend to kind of FOMO or use what the other person's using too, Sammy.
it's what the network provides, Ibby. It's, there's a lot of criteria for people. So like you just imagine if Solana fixes their shit with their network sometimes, I mean, it's great network. If it starts working really well and starts outperforming other networks, Radium could have more users. That means the Radium token's going to pump.
Because even with Tony knows this as well, we buy a lot of NFTs and we majorly use it. MetaMask. It's probably the shittest application out there.
Me too, man. Oh. This is one you guys probably haven't heard about. It's Hedera Hashgraph, ticker symbol HBAR. I just wanted to bring it up. So it's one of my favorite ones that I've been holding for a long term. It's 10 times faster than blockchains, than other blockchains. It's carbon negative. It's got predictable gas fees, and it's now Ethereum virtual machine compatible. So huge leap for HBAR. I don't know if you guys have actually heard of it before.
I actually have heard of it, but I never knew what it does. Yeah.
Okay. It's not a layer one.
Gas fees anything near Ethereum scares me. What do you think? $200 per transaction?
This is big news out of Matic. I think Ivy and I have got Matic bags, so this is big news out of Matic.
No, I actually emptied my Matic bag, and I don't know whether it was a dick move, but I went into loopering.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So these guys secured $450 million from Sequoia Capital. So huge. So a lot of funding behind Polygon Matic. Big Indian-based team, I believe. And India is just getting big on crypto. We'll talk about that in our next section.
Crazy. Last
three guys, and it's all going to be about Q rate. So ticker symbol XCurve. So just check this out. Total market cap, $20 million coin. So micro cap, pretty much. Play to earn game is coming soon. NFT gaming utility. They're going to announce NFT partnership. You can get up to 30% APR for staking. Gasless, zero fees to mint, bid, and trade. Up to 0% commission and multi-currency payments. XCurve, I don't have the chart for you, but I'm just bringing this to our audience. Put XCurve on your watch list. Have a look at that. Potential there. More alpha on XCurve. Have a look at this. You got everything, right?
Wow.
Fucking forget about OpenSea. Look at this. What do you think, guys? You guys are my NFT degens. When you see something like this, what do you think about Curate?
Well, it's promising. Well, if you're looking at all this, it's got majority of the market there, first of all. Can you elaborate about the commissions, about 2.5%, 3%? So is that what they're charging?
That's what they're charging. They've got an information icon here. What it says, additional 30 cents for every secondary sale and additional creator fees 5 to 50%. Well, that's interesting.
I just understood what we were looking at. I was looking at the rest of the chart thinking that's not very great. That's 15%, etc. But then I just realized it's 4 to 0% and it covers everything. Wow.
Yeah. Don't sleep on Curate.
Royalties are a pretty normal thing to see anyway. Putting 5% on top of your project is pretty normal.
Yeah, I reckon add it to your watch list, guys. And if you want, consider that project. It's interesting. And the XCurve app could be shown on TV soon. Super Bowl ad? I don't know. Good news.
Super Bowl ad. No one's going to be able to watch the NFL soon.
So, while I'm sorry to say, while VV and Immutable X are dicking around with their hands in their pants, these guys, this marketplace is already coming up with an app. What's going on?
I don't know what VV and Immutable X is doing, man. They're kind of delayed, maybe we can discuss that a bit on the later episodes, but they're just a bit delayed. But I'm still long-term investor. I still believe in that they're going to dominate the market. They're just bringing big names, they're bringing like Marvel, Disney. It's just a matter of time when Pokemon comes. Me and Tony will probably be like selling the cars, cats, dogs, whatever's whatever's
bringing
going to
it.
be selling.
But this industry moves light years fast, and if you can't get there with the people go elsewhere.
True.
All right, let's move on to a bit of
wherever Pokemon is. That's where everyone's going, Sammy. Just a heads up.
pretty much.
That's right.
I want to bring into some quick on-chain analysis updates. So I'm just going to whiz through this stuff, jump in there. So This is a lot of this came out last week, remember? And we had the weekend pump, but you got to be listening to on-chain. It's one of the best indicators. So you had, when was this? On the 3rd of Feb, last week, you had Canadian Bitcoin ETF buying the dip at those low levels. Big money buying the dip. Next.
Like you mean the country Canada buying these Canadians?
No, a Canadian Bitcoin ETF.
Oh, okay,
It's registered on the Canadian
got me
exchanges.
excited there, Tony. I was like, "Fuck, the Canadians are going all in."
That's some serious alpha before it hits the public.
You had, ever since China banned Bitcoin, you've seen miners accumulating Bitcoin, not selling. Big miners are big whales, like big. And then what's this? Look at this. Bitcoin is currently the 4th most oversold in its history, according to Dormancy Flow. This area has always proven to be best risk to reward opportunity. This was last week. We're out of that territory now, but you got to listen to these things. Check this out. This is interesting. El Salvador, more people have Bitcoin wallets than traditional bank accounts. To me, This is a disruptive technology takeover, right? This is what you want to see. This is the fundamentals of Bitcoin. This is why I'll continue buying long term. Another last macro on-chain is this. Is another chart. Bitcoin supply held by short-term hodlers. So this is usually the weak hands or the people that come in at the top, capitulate and sell. At some point when these disgustingly weak people capitulate and sell, at some point when they're left to sell, there's no one left. There's only the diamond hand left and they ain't selling. So what happens? The laws of supply and demand hit and you go, Bitcoin go up. And we saw Bitcoin go up.
I don't think it's over yet, man. I think we're gonna see one mega pump again. I'm getting more bullish day by day.
I wasn't that bullish on crypto market until now. You brought a lot of good thesis. Research to the table there. I'm just seeing buy zones everywhere that you showed me.
That was all last week. Remember, you have to be listening to this. It doesn't always work. That's where you need to look at the chart and look at the risk to reward and say, and then you bid accordingly. Doesn't mean you go all in. You have to decide on how much you want to bid in.
Oh, come on, man. True Degen status.
Well, I'm going to get you more excited how I deliver in the next place. So guys, going into our next part. So this is going to be a government and company type updates. Government and politics. This is what we're going to talk about now. So this one, I will take it a little bit slower. So jump in if you've got an opinion or something to share, or even if you're surprised. So kicking off, Russia getting bullish as fuck with crypto. Remember when Russia banned crypto? Don't ever believe the FUD. Russia was fucking buying the dip. They were loading their bags. They were backing the truck up. What's he saying now? The Kremlin estimates $2 billion annual earnings from regulating crypto. Huge.
It's like, with all these FUDs that come out, Sammy, it's like, all these FUD comes out, but there's always some big whale in the background just sweeping the floor. Just left, right.
Absolutely. Golden quote, Sammy quote, watch what they do, not what they say.
There we go.
Breaking.
We've got a Sammy quote.
Biggest news, right? The IRS have come out and confirmed that they will not tax unsold stake crypto as income, meaning like Chainlink comes out with staking. You get Chainlink as staking rewards. There was a lot of fear going on that the IRS might look at it as an asset to tax, even though you haven't sold it. The reason why they want to tax it is because you've been gifted that asset. You've been given that asset. So now that they're saying they won't tax unsold crypto, so huge. This is going to push a lot of people to consider staking, especially institution. Number two, I'll throw a bit of FUD in there, Tony, because I know you got to be excited with the news that I shared before. Bit of FUD for February is old man Biden is still going to come out and make some speech about regulating crypto. So we don't know what that looks like. the market might have an initial panic reaction, but I think, if you read between the lines over here of all of this news, it's going to be good news in the end, I think. Another big news, Botswana lawmakers agreed to regulate trading Bitcoin and crypto. Huge, man. Huge. We thought you'll never see that in last bull cycle. Another one, big company, Deloitte, 82% of Indian survey plan to invest in Bitcoin and crypto. Remember, India, last week, the biggest news in crypto that we magically just forgotten about was India legalizing Bitcoin. And there's a tax rule as well, tax cap of 30%. So again, that could represent an extra 15% of the world's population investing in crypto. India's got a huge young millennial demographic, and these people are going to be looking at increasing their wealth. Big news out of America. It's just like the flavor of the month. Another senator coming out, shilling crypto. So crypto is here to stay. Diversified portfolio coming out from a US senator. It's coming out all the time. The big news out of India, of course, India saying it's not illegal to buy and sell crypto, and says
even Gandhi's buying even Bitcoin. So
Gandhi's loving it. Remember, let's wind it back a little bit.
If Gandhi's buying it, if Gandhi's buying it, Tony, you should be buying Bitcoin.
Oh my God.
Remember, let's roll it back. Remember when India banned Bitcoin? Watch what they do, not what they say.
So what countries have banned Bitcoin now?
I don't know.
I think
India and Russia,
turned
China.
around. Even
I
Turkey.
feel like it's just like Ibi's doing it.
Yeah.
I want to do it. And
Iran?
when I say it, I'm going to get my mates to buy it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
then I'm
much.
going to legalize it and pump it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So check this out. Crypto and Bitcoin are now tax-free in Portugal. Another adoption. It's huge news. Like,
Well,
Can we buy Nando's with our crypto?
Oh, bro, I wish. You're making me hungry. And then what comes out of it? Oh, Russia owns $200 billion plus in Bitcoin and crypto. That came from the government. Telling you, they backed the truck up. And here we go, Ukraine, the nemesis, right? Perfect timing. Ukraine is going all in on becoming the world's premier crypto superpower. That's from Fortune magazine. So they haven't done anything. Nayib Bukele is in the lead so far, but we'll see. Here you go. Mexico, the third richest man in Mexico. He gets it. He says, number one application of Bitcoin is it is unseizable. Just memorize that seed phrase in your head and no one can take it. Last week, a lot of the market was on tippy toes about the Fed's January FOMC meeting, right?
Yes.
So you probably think, why is that so important? Well, the Federal Reserve in America, this is how much wealth that they control. Distribution of countries with larger stock markets worldwide as of January, right? You got the US market dominates 55% of all world globe equities. So what Jerome Powell says carries a shit ton of weight, pretty much.
I just want to jump in there, right? So this is where I got really annoyed at. There was all this FUD that came out. They said that, most P&Ls that came out, reports saying, the profit and loss of companies, there's more negative out there. And then this week or last week, they came out and said, oh, it actually wasn't that bad. Do you know what I mean? What's the go of that, Zam?
It's a mix-up. So Tesla first shocked the market with their below-than-expected results. Yeah. Facebook completely shut the market as well because it was the first time, I think, in history that they reported reduced. Tony's saying, reduced new
daily
users
active.
To daily active. Thank you. And then some companies hit the mark, like Microsoft hit the mark, Amazon hit the mark. So it was very unpredicting. And basically the market factors in the worst possible scenario. So if it meets expectation, it's okay. But if it's below expectation, like Facebook, then that you get a severe outcome.
You got headlines.
Yeah. Because it's interesting in the wording in regards to these things too, right? If I own the company as well, I still made profit, but before each year, the analysts in the company, they say our prices or our earnings should be this by towards the end of the year. So they make predictions on that. So most of these companies did still make profits, but probably didn't hit the targets that they were expecting, right? So they're still making profits one way or another.
Correct. And it doesn't mean we're going into recession. If they're making healthy profits and there's still growth, it's going to be good. So moving on, another big name US politician, Ted Cruz, he has revealed in his disclosing to the SEC that he is holding Bitcoin, which is huge. I'm just waiting for Trump to come out saying, I got Bitcoin.
He's got it.
Another country, Ecuador Central Bank country will regulate Bitcoin and crypto this year. So you heard me say Botswana, you heard me say Ukraine, you heard me say Ecuador. You know, we know Brazil is working in the background. I'll be shocked if we don't get another country legalizing Bitcoin this year. I mean, you heard India, they already legalized it. There you go. Another one, a Mexican senator. So this is getting really popular. Bitcoin is financial inclusion. She gets it. She gets the Bitcoin standard. Saudi Arabia, Allahu Akbar, will invest $1 billion in the metaverse. What do you reckon about that?
Well,
can't behead people in the metaverse.
Yeah. Well, the problem here now, Sammy, is, and this is probably a smart investment because I actually saw that headline too. So a lot of companies are now starting to look into the metaverses, right? As investors, I think we should be paying attention to which, to me, once again, I said it earlier, DCL and Sandbox are the leading ones. And if I was an investor about to invest into 500 million or 1 billion, where would you invest your money? Into something that's potentially going to work or something that's up and running? Just a question, or just think about it, guys. Just think about it.
Absolutely.
Saudi Arabia's, I missed that. Jumping into the metaverse, $1 billion.
Investing, yeah, huge. I mean,
what are they investing in?
The interesting thing, Tony, is from the Islamic world, I know Indonesia has said that Bitcoin is outlawed. It doesn't meet Islamic laws, right? It doesn't meet the Islamic Sharia. So they said no to Bitcoin. You can't own it. You can't own any crypto, which is stupid if you actually think about the asset. Iran, I think, said a similar thing. So I'm interested to see. Saudi hasn't actually made a call on it yet, but they're looking into the metaverse. So remember, Saudi is tech. They want to be inclusive. Their MBS is looking at changing things up in Saudi Arabia. Maybe we can go to a virtual Hajj tour.
That they want to look in the metaverse. Like a lot of these countries are starting to look into metaverses now.
All right. Let's move on to the next section. The next section is going to be companies and institutions. So there's quite a bit to get through, but this is going to be interesting points. If you guys have any opinions or, you think something's interesting, jump in as always. So let's kick it off. So Fidelity head of sales. We expect Bitcoin to be a mainstream asset by 2026. Now, the key narrative I want you guys to understand in most things that I'm going to take you through is, remember the old saying when Bitcoin first came out? First, they mock you. First, they laugh at you. They spit at your face, like Crypto says. then I think they fight you, right? They start fighting you like Dan Penner. Bitcoin's gone to fucking zero. Who's that other guy with the gold who's constantly shilling gold? Then they fight you. After that, Tony, they join you, right? So we're seeing these waves. What are we at now? We're at that phase where they're all joining Bitcoin, Visa. And let me take you through this. And you tell me without a doubt if you think we're not at that phase yet. So
Tony, is Sammy giving you a lot of FOMO?
I've been looking at it a while. Like I said, I got into Gala, but yeah, look, I'm actually more impressed with how much you've collated, because I'm looking at the dates that you put this all together, and this is all within the last week. Like that's the February 3rd, I think, the oldest article that you pulled in. This is new info. This is not old at all.
Up-to-date data.
Disclaimer, Tony. A lot of this news is old, right? The Digital Currency Group, DCG, which owns Cointelegraph and Coinmarket, Cointelegraph, USDC, and Coinbase in the US. These guys decide when to release the news, Tony, and they release the news at key moments, right?
Strategic.
So there's no coincidence when this news comes out. So just keep that in mind. Whilst I'm sharing all this, there's a reason why it all came out last week, Tony. They tried to move the market. And what we did get that, we came out of that fear zone for a little bit. So look, Fidelity as well. We've been accumulating Bitcoin since 2014. These dogs, man. In 2014, you wanted to know what these guys were saying. Look at this. Again, Fidelity. They're saying, if you think you missed it, you haven't. They're basically saying you're still early. I don't believe any of what these guys are saying, by the way. I'm just sharing the narrative that they want. They're basically pushing the market up. Long term, I believe Bitcoin and crypto has a long life. Huge for you boys. Disney is hiring an NFT expert to lead its efforts in the space. Huge.
Tony, I like to put I like to put an application for Tony to be the director of Disney.
Yeah. I promise. Look, this is like the 4th tweet from Fidelity, right? It's like, these guys are shilling hard. They're saying, we're seeing institutional demand for Ethereum now. We will add it to our portfolio. Big news. Remember, Ethereum, second largest asset, it can hold those big dick money from institutions. Private investors are going to go for gala games and that, but institutions need that high liquidity.
Sorry to interrupt, but with Ethereum being such a good gateway to crypto, so the way I see the future working with crypto, anybody who's scared to invest in the crypto will find their way through NFTs first because it's a popular, fun thing to own, etc. But I think Ethereum will turn a lot of people away from crypto until they solve their problems with their gas fees.
Absolutely.
Because unless 2.0 can come out and like that layer can really solve a lot of problems, then I'm seeing that this adoption rate will be slower because Ethereum is where OpenSea is the most popular platform along with LooksRare. And that's where I see so much. I'm getting more interest, right, by my friends in NFTs right now than crypto. But I know that NFTs will be the gateway to crypto. And I've heard a lot of people complaining, like, I can't believe I'm spending over $100 just to make a transaction to buy a $50 NFT.
But I'll give you some hope here. Now, I misunderstood when Vitalik said that Ethereum could be like 2.0 could be 6 years away. That was mistaken. Cointelegraph fucked that narrative up. What Vitalik Buterin meant was the end game, the end vision for Ethereum could be 6 years away. But Ethereum 2.0 could come out sooner.
Version of it.
It's a complete version. It's a long journey. Yeah. This is what Charles Hoskinson and all the great crypto OGs know. It takes time. The end game is constantly evolving. Number 2 is you don't need to wait for Ethereum 2.0. You got ZK rollups and you got optimistic rollups and you got Matic layer 2s that are starting to get really good traction. So I think there's good potential for Ethereum to improve itself next year or the layer 2s to start.
Well, for those people that are trying to get on, they need to present the cheaper alternative to buy on the same platforms. They need to work that out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just the blue chips that everyone wants is on Ethereum. There's still NFT projects on Solana doing all right. Good experience. Moving on. Alphabet CEO, Big Google, says that the firm is paying attention to blockchain in today's earnings call. So big developments, like expect to see blockchain in these conglomerates. Check this out. This is Fidelity. This is a quote that they said, Bitcoin clearly possesses a lot of good qualities of money, combining the scarcity and the durability of gold with the ease of use, storage, and transportability of fiat currency. That's Fidelity. And I know I've spoken a lot about Fidelity, but what you got to understand, these guys hold $10.4 trillion worth of assets under management. So they are shilling it hard. Tony's about to cry. So check this out. Over 5.
He's turned off his mic now and he's like, nah, I'm done.
There's big news for this weekend. And I don't know how this will come because
this is what I'm excited about.
Our Monday, the US Sunday time, is going to be the big crypto Super Bowl. They're calling it the crypto Super Bowl, right? It's going to have over 5 cryptocurrencies will be featured during the Super Bowl 2022 commercial. Crypto.com, no doubt.
Crypto.com would be there, right?
I'll bet they'll be there. Who's next? You know, you could have Coinbase, you could have Binance, you could have, who knows, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried. What I'm scared about is a sell-off. That's what I'm scared about. You know, the whole buy the rumor, sell the event. That's what I'm scared of. So we'll see.
But I think this they're targeting a certain audience. I think this what they try to do with this specific commercial is to kind of attract the newcomers into the market. You know, the retail market to come in,
making it mainstream, maybe. The more cryptos become mainstream,
that's what I mean. Like
norm.
Retail, mainstream, everything we want to come in. Yeah, go for it, Tony.
Well, look, I brand build. I've been brand building for the last 5 years, and the people who will run these ads will be these companies: FTX, Coinbase, Crypto.com, Binance, whatever. They don't care what's going to happen with this price because all they need is to get their brand in front of your eyes as many times as possible, and that is an expensive, long process, and you don't want to be missing out on these main stage events. So they don't care what's going to happen. But
another huge one that everyone's waiting for, Nintendo announcing it. We are interested in the metaverse, and NFTs feel their potential. So Mario and Luigi are coming. They're coming.
Any Mario NFT, I'm down. Like, I'll buy that straight away, man. like hands down.
This
Yeah.
comes back to the narrative I said at the
Tony's
beginning.
Italian. It's his uncle, Mario.
Luigi.
Luigi.
Comes back to the narrative. Visa Classic mocking Bitcoin early on. Now look at them, 2008. Bitcoin's not a payment system. Visa in 2020. We are now working to enable Bitcoin purchases. Get out of here, man. JP Morgan, this guy, the CEO of JP Morgan, told his executives, if I catch you buying or trading Bitcoin, I will sack you. That was his words. He threatened his own staff. Do not buy cryptocurrency. Guess what? There was a news article last year. Some of his elite traders, they quit their jobs at JP Morgan because they made more money on Shiba Inu. Crazy. And these are qualified, smart, institutionalized investors that went to the top universities. Anyway, here they are. Again, first they mock you, then they fire you, then they join you. What's JP Morgan? They're joining them. JP Morgan, Bitcoin bits gold in scarcity, durability, portability, fungibility, divisibility, verification, censorship resistance. Fucking moon boys, man. Moon boys. All these came out last week, mind you. And also, don't give up on crypto, even if it dumps, because you got to remember it's the 8th largest asset in the world. 8th largest asset in the world, and only 3% of people know about it or even buy it. Crazy. Everyone knows Saudi Arabia. Oh, they got oil. Yeah, Saudi Aramco, biggest company. Everyone knows Tesla, household name. Everyone knows Google. All of these top 10 companies. How many people in the world actually know Bitcoin? Hardly any. Telling you, we're early. So it's not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin leads the crypto market. What's next? Nearly done. Tesla released their earnings the other day. So
that's
they are
crazy,
holding
man.
1.99 billion in Bitcoin. They haven't sold. They're holding tight. They're hodling, diamond handling. And their quote as well. Tesla said, "We believe in the potential of crypto both as an investment and as a liquid alternative to cash." That was their main reason for going into it. The only reason why they sold about 200 million last year was to test that liquidity. And they did that, and they were happy that it didn't move the market. And another huge thing is a house somewhere, probably in America. A $650,000 house is accepting ETH, and its property rights will be minted as an NFT. Huge development. This is what we've been waiting to see.
That's exciting because my friends in real estate, I kind of try to talk to them about the idea of having incorporating NFTs into sales. Because if I wanted to sell my house to you, and you wanted to have it for 100K less than my asking price, I would agree these days if I could incorporate an NFT and buy and have 10% in perpetuity of the sale that when you sell it on.
And it's cleaner, right? And you don't need to go through a conveyancer, lawyer, get the bank involved for transfers. Fucking instant on the blockchain.
But that's not the first one. Here in Perth, we've seen someone buy a house, well, a building group accepting payments in Bitcoin.
Yeah, accepting the payment in Bitcoin is one thing. Implementing the smart contract on the network is a different thing, because that's when the government, it's their baby.
I don't know if in Western Australia, but here in Melbourne, Tony, some of the builders, they're starting to accept Bitcoin as a payment. So rather than, paying fiat, they just say, can I pay in Bitcoin? And builders are accepting that. So there is definitely that movement happening.
Good on them. It's going to be happening sooner or later. Like, there's a lot of NFL players. Like, these are your influencers of the world that are setting the trend, who are taking Bitcoin as their payments for the next 6 months. Or there's some mayors in New York taking payments for the next 2 weeks. I don't know if it's New York actually, but it'll work its way into the common people, and when it does, wow.
Jumping into the last bit, this bit's a bit of fun. So I'm going to ask you guys some straight up questions, see how you go. What's your thoughts on this, right? Gold adjusted for inflation. Note that the gold price in 1980, first red circle there, was 2,400 per ounce. Today gold is $1,800 per ounce, remember, adjusted for inflation. It was better to hold cash than hold gold for the last 42 years. People are saying, oh, gold is doing good because they're only looking at this little window, or gold is doing good because they're only looking at it for the past 20 years. But look at it as its complete history. Another reason to be bullish on crypto is 83% of millionaires own Bitcoin. Huge as a demographic. Millennials are going to push the crypto space forward.
Big Bag Sammy, you know all about that.
Big Bag Sammy.
He is. And what's your thoughts about this weekend pump that we had, guys? Do you trust it? Yes or no?
Tony, you start and I'll say my bit.
Not really. I'm not convinced yet. Look, I like being in crypto. I feel like we're in complacency on the psychology market cycle chart for Wall Street. But yeah, that's my opinion on the matter right now.
Ibby?
Me, I tend to front run, and I've been bullish from day dot. I gave this speculation about how a lot of the money is still in NFTs, and so much money being developed in the metaverses, and just all these institutions are coming. So for me, I would say, yeah, we're pretty much. I believe in it. I believe in it. I believe that we're slowly working our way out. But in saying that too, I'm expecting a bit of a pullback, because you can't have too much of a pump without having a break. And we do need that break. I know that a lot of people will be shaken out on this little pullback again, because it's a big psychological game. And Sammy, you've laid it on the table. You've shown us all different institutions, countries, influencers, all buying Bitcoin. So you tell me, you put all the evidence in front. What do you say, Sammy?
So that's probably going to be our last one when we're talking about market psychology. But to answer this question, I said absolutely not. But the key takeaway, guys, I want you to focus on is market sentiment, right? I usually, if the herd is saying one thing, when the herd is going laserized Bitcoin to 100,000, and it's not going to happen, because guess what? Institutions know what max pain is, and max pain is flip the switch at 60K, and that's what they did. Then when the herd is saying, oh, 30K, if 30K breaks, it's GG, it's game done. What happened? Yeah. Bitcoin dropped to 29K. That was max pain. You told institutions where your max pain level was. They took it down to 29K. People tapped out. You got a bear trap, price rocket. So what I looked at this survey was a good healthy amount of people, large channel crypto banter, 3,000 people voted, and it's pretty 50-50. So that's what I'm looking at. It's 50-50. There's no risk of that herd mentality yet. So that's my key takeaway. But my answer is Tony's answer. Another question for you guys, and I'll go in the same order. Will you be selling crypto on this rally? If so, we won't go into which ones. Just will you be selling crypto into this rally? Tony, what do you say?
I can see what you voted. I'm voting the same.
Okay. Ibby?
Me, I'm not selling anything, man. I'm not selling
hodling on.
I'm hodling on. I believe in it. I believe in it.
I am selling some, and this is interesting because you're getting that herd mentality going for the hodl. So
no, it's not. My one's not the herd mentality. Like, you and I have discussed many of these things where, coming to 29,000 and then the people get shaken out, and then, the potential pump where it's going to go. So you and I we've already spoken about a lot of these things. The reason why is I understand that people do need their money. You do need money. So if you invested, because your friend told you to invest money recently within these last 3-4 months, I would be shit scared. Like, your money just dropped down to 50% down. You put $5,000 in. Huh?
You just got punched in the face.
Yeah, literally, man. It's like someone was working on your crotch. It's like, are you feeling the pain yet? And if you invested $10,000, your money went down to $2,000. That's quite scary. It's quite scary for someone who's invested, when there was so much hopium that we're going to $100,000 and so on. So, but if you're a long-term investor, for a fact that you will walk away with more money by holding on long-term, especially if you're entering the market at this stage. I wouldn't be leaving at this stage because nobody knows what's happening at the moment. No one can guess what's happening in crypto. You, I, Tony, none of us. Like, we're all playing in the guessing game. But as you always said, Sammy, we need to look at all the cues. Yes, data analytics is very important, but also the news and the sentiment that's happening is also important, because they do kind of affect each other. Because when the news comes, the data changes, right? So it's a circle of life at the moment. They both impact one another.
So let's jump into the last question for you guys. And I'm going to try to end the podcast every week with this question. Where do you guys think the market's at? So you all seen the Wall Street cheat sheet, the psychology of a market cycle. Tony, in one word, where do you think we are? And in one sentence, why?
Complacency, because it looks the same.
Complacency up here. It looks the same. Okay, we've been here before. Ibby, where do you think we are and why?
To be honest, I think I'm in optimism.
You're right here. Okay. Why?
Yeah. Just because, just when I'm looking at the charts, I'm not seeing this specific pattern played out previously in the blow off tops, whereas the pattern that we saw currently, it's a higher high that from the two tops that happened. So that's why I believe we're in optimism. I'm expecting another euphoric phase to come into play. Yeah, so I'm saying optimism.
My answer is somewhere between disbelief and hope. We're in disbelief of where we were, and we're in the hope that, hopefully that's it. Reason being is 2 weeks ago, I don't think we actually experienced anger in the crypto Twitter in the communities. Where I think we are is somewhere in between hope and disbelief, somewhere there. Why? Because on social media sentiment, I don't think I've seen proper anger and actual depression. We haven't seen that anger and depression play out. So we're bouncing around in between here. If it doesn't work out, we might see these sentiments, but if not, we're going back up. That's my take on it.
Yeah. Awesome. We might be in disbelief too. You never know.
All right.
You're the most bullish person I know, Ibby.
No,
Roll us out, guys.
I am probably bullish about everything. But I have my reasons. You know what I mean, guys? At the end of the day, this is just three guys having a discussion about crypto. This is not financial advice. Everyone has to be responsible for their own finance. I have my reasons, and as long as you can justify why you're making a move or why you're making a purchase, I think you'll make smart moves. If you're just buying just for the sake of buying, or someone's telling you to buy that, it's probably not a smart move.
Not gonna make it. Thanks, guys.
Not gonna make it. But that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. It's been a long episode. We're gonna try to do this on a weekly basis. We are the Bread Brothers. We're here every week. We're here to help you out. Please give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. See you later, guys. Ciao.